Today we're going to learn about absolute value equations. This is where the absolute value, remember everything inside an absolute value over here, like the absolute value of 5 is 5, but the absolute value of negative 5 is also 5. So this is what we learned earlier in the year. Okay? This is what we're going to learn now. We're going to do these with equations, and next section we're going to do these with inequalities. So if you have the absolute value of ax plus b equals c, it can be ax plus b equals c. You also have to take into the fact that there could be a negative, so you can have ax plus b equals a negative c. So write this down. You might need to pause this, but we're going to do an example 1, and you're going to have 2 problems for each example, and then we're going to show you how to check. So you're going to break this down into 2 problems, a positive side and a negative side, and you'll see what I mean. The positive side is x minus 9 equals your positive 2, and your negative side, which would be x minus 9, and here we change it to a negative 2. So you're going to solve both of these problems. You're going to add your 9 to both sides. You're going to get x equals 11, so that's one answer. You're going to get a second answer. You're going to add your 9 to both sides. You're going to get x equals 7, so that's your second answer. Then we're going to use both of those answers and check. Let me show you how to check. You have the absolute value of x minus 9 equals 2. If we use the 11, so here we're using where x equaled 11, so we're saying the absolute value of 11 minus 9 equals 2. Well, 11 minus 9 is 2, and the absolute value of a positive 2 is 2. So we checked it, it's good. Then we are going to check the 7. So when x equals 7, the absolute value of 7 minus 9 should equal 2. Well, 7 minus 9 gives us a negative 2 in absolute value. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. And we checked both of these are solutions. Both of them work. So here we are on example 2, and I want everybody to have colored pencils, so you might need to hit pause for a minute and circle this. Whatever is inside the absolute value needs to be isolated. You solve for that first. So we're going to use like the reverse order of operations again, and we are going to subtract the 6. So you're going to get 4 times. Now, we don't distribute. A lot of you will want to, but don't. 4 times 2x plus 8 in absolute value equals 24. Now, we still need to get this alone, and what's keeping it from being alone is this 4 right here. So we are going to then divide each side by 4. So our 4's will cancel out, which will give me the absolute value of 2x plus 8 equals 6. Now at this point you have to break it into a positive and a negative. So we say 2x, sorry, my board and I are having an argument, 2x plus 8 equals 6, that's our positive one. Our negative one is 2x plus 8 equals negative 6. Then you're going to solve each side. So minus 8, 2x will equal negative 2. Divide by 2, x equals a negative 1. That's the first side. So plus, oh, so sorry, not plus. Minus 8. So you're going to have 2x equals, now a negative and a negative, same signs add and keep the sign. That's a negative 14. Divide by 2, x is a negative 7. So there are your 2 answers. Again, you may need to pause to make sure everybody has this down. Okay, we've turned to the next example, 1 and 2, and you have 2 examples here. The first one is very simple. It's just an x minus 6 equals 11. So you break it into a positive, x plus 6 equals positive 11, and you'll break it into the negative, x plus 6 equals a negative 11. Because again, you have 2 answers that could go into this inequality. And you simply solve. Here we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. We're going to get x equals 5. That's our first answer. Then we're going to subtract 6 on the negative one and get x equals, remember, a negative and a negative, same signs, add and keep the sign, so you're going to get a negative 17 as my second answer. But problem 2 is so much harder because remember, we have to get the absolute value box alone. So you can't even start and do anything until it's alone. So I'm going to subtract the 6 from each side and get 3 times the absolute value of 5x minus 10 equals 15. Then again, we want this absolute value box alone, and this 3 is multiplying it. So to get it alone, you're going to have to divide by 3. So the absolute value of 5x minus 10 will equal 5. Now you can break it into the positive side and the negative side. So you can have 2 answers and you're going to solve. The positive side will be 5x minus 10 equals 5. And then the negative side will be 5x minus 10 equals negative 5. Again, pause the tape as necessary. I'm going to go ahead and solve. On the blue one, the positive side, I'm going to add 10 to both sides and get 5x equals a 15. Then you will divide through by 5, and x will equal 3. That's my first answer. On the negative side, I'm going to add 10. I'm going to get 5x will equal a positive 5. Divide through by 5, and x will equal 1. So your 2 answers here are 3 and 1. And again, pause the tape, make sure everybody has it down, and everybody's doing this correctly. Moving on to the next page, we have one last problem. So let's see about it. Again, you can't do anything until this is isolated. So we are going to subtract the 8, subtract the 8. 7x minus 3 in absolute value will equal negative 3. This can never happen. You can never have an absolute value equal a negative number. So this is actually a no solution problem. All right, your homework is going to be on the board. You're going to have book work, so I hope you brought your book. Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow.